Yo, what's up, man? Um, so here's something I wanted to talk about. It's another video, and I'm trying different perspectives on a video because I'm no video pro, man. I'm just filming stuff. The main thing for me is just making sure that you get the message. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna stick with this though because the lighting's good. Something I learned from my boys that do videos is that lighting is everything. So at least in this one, you can see my face and see me talking. I don't particularly care to be up this close to the camera, but whatever. Let's just get into it though. Look, man, one of the big things that guys have to understand, and this is huge, man, with women. This is why, I could do a multitude of videos of a very extensive length regarding things even tied to this subject. But we'll just touch upon the basics of it today. It's like this. Any guy in any situation, regardless of whether it's a relationship, a chick you trying to, just deal with it, on a recreational basis or anything along those lines, or even outside of that. But one of the biggest things with women you have to remember, man, is that you have to establish yourself with women, and you have to establish who you are because they're watching and they make note of everything. Like if you meet a girl, the first thing she's doing is she's watching. She's watching and she's making a note of things. And the thing about it is it's a good and a bad. It can be a good or a bad thing. Excuse me. It's like this. You meet a girl and she's like, "Oh, this guy is so, kind and respectful and courteous and thoughtful and all these things that she likes about you. Plus, she's physically attracted to you too, because you gotta have that. But when she makes a mental note, like she takes like a snapshot of you when she meets you after a short period of time, and she's like, okay, he's like this, and then she constantly and consistently holds you to that standard, whether you like it or not. That's just what women do. You don't have an option in that department. So, with this being the case, and because that's how it is, you have to always be that guy or better. Let's say in a relationship or even a recreational situation, because when you're less than the guy that she thought that you were, that she got the impression that you were, that she believed you to be, that's when women start to kind of fall off. It's like if you're not being that dude that she thinks you are and that she fell for, that's just where so many problems start. I don't want to say all your problems, but a great majority of them basically either start there or tied to that. And a lot of guys don't realize this. Guys will do a couple things. The first is they'll meet a girl and then they'll act a certain way to basically win the girl over. Be like, okay, well, I gotta act like this so she'll like me. But you gotta understand that's exactly what not to do, because in effect you're not being honest. You're lying. So when you do that, you have to realize that anytime you lie or put up a facade or something like that, you can't maintain that. So then once you stop being that person that she basically started to I don't know, like, you know anything else from there, etc., like, love, whatever, at some point. But once you cease to be that person, she's gonna be like, she's gonna looking at you differently, and then you're gonna be like, what's wrong with her? But it's because she's not seeing the guy that she fell for. So stay that guy. um so yeah, that's the first thing to see as far as dudes basically acting a certain way. The other thing is dudes get, they might be being who they are, but they get in a relationship or they get meet a girl and they get a girl and they think that a lot of it is just getting a girl, but a lot of it is keeping a girl, just like it is a lot for a woman keeping a man. But we're not talking about women keeping men, we're talking about us as men getting and keeping women in whatever situation. Like I said, it can be recreational, casual, or it can be a relationship. But so like I said, the second thing is when you're yourself, you get with a girl in some capacity, and then you start to relax. You're just like, we're together now, or I'm doing this now, or and the next thing you know, she sees that too. She's like, man, when I met him, he was this and this and that, and now he's just. But the guys, a lot of times, we get comfortable. Everybody falls for that. Like, not falls for, but everybody has that happen. Even due to a season. I'm gonna be the first to tell you, I got a lot of experience with women, and I'm good with women. But anybody that tells you that they're 100% all the time, even dudes that are like high level players and Max and just ladies, man, every it's part of what makes you human. You're gonna that's why they got terms like, slacking on your macking, you know what I'm saying, or slacking on your pimping, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's not quite simple, but even times you'll catch yourself doing things that are borderline, or you're just starting to kind of, taper off a bit. That's why you have to cut. That's one of the reasons why they tell you, a lot of cats will tell you, and me too, I'll tell you that. You have to consistently be in the game, man. You can't be like, well, I know this, and then you stop there. It's like you can't be like Doc Zastic, you know what I'm saying? Doc Zastic type thinking, like, okay, well, I've got everything I need here, and I'm not taking anything into or letting anything out of my thought paradigm. It's not like that, because you know, so many things in life are yet to occur or yet to be encountered. So you can't basically act like I know it all, and it doesn't stop until you stop breathing. So with that being the case, the second thing is not good, and you have to be mindful of that. Even if you're an experienced, you know, guy with ladies, it don't matter, bro. Anybody could fall off. I mean, look, back to the example of a pimp. Pimps are great examples because they deal so much in the psychology of women, but so many things that pimps do, not so many, but a great deal of things that pimps do and lessons that they've learned are applicable to regular guys such as myself and anybody else, whether you're in a marriage, again, whatever capacity you have women in marriage, relationship, whatever. One of the things is how a pimp can lose a woman. A pimp loses a woman just like a regular guy loses a woman. But I'm just telling you, if he can lose a woman, especially a dude who has such a high degree of familiarity with a woman's psyche, regardless of whether it's tied to him by, trauma or negativity or not, he still has a high understanding of that. So if he can lose a woman, anybody can lose a woman. I mean, a pimp's entire thing is about dealing with a woman's psyche and making sure she kind of sticks around. Because remember, everything women do is a choice and a decision on their part, as do we, but we're talking about women. So, you know, a chick will choose to be with a pimp. She'll choose, she'll decide to be with a pimp. But at some point, if something gets weird, he starts slacking on his pimping, then another pimp will come along and be like, yo, I like this girl. And he's gonna see, another pimp will see him slacking and be like, you know what? I'm gonna try and get with, so, and then he'll, next thing you know, the girl's made a choice or a decision to go to the other pimp. Same thing in relationships. You got your girl, we've been together 15 years. It don't matter. And not that you should be stressing about women all the time, but you just have to understand that's how women work. It's kind of like your car. I love technical analogies because I'm a tech guy and a car guy. If you don't put gas in your car, it's not gonna run. It doesn't. You can have the up the maintenance and everything, but it needs gas. The moment you stop putting gas in your car, it's gonna run until it runs out of gas. And then when it's out of gas, there's nothing you can do but put gas in it to get it to work again, right? Changing your fuel filter, or changing, I don't know, if you had like a bad mass air sensor. The car needs a mass air sensor to run correctly. And it's like, just for lack of a better way to phrase it, it just basically measures the amount of air going into the engine for the fuel injection to, meter out fuel. But if your mass air sensor is bad, then your computer's like, I don't know how much air is coming in, so just it'll send a random amount of fuel, and the engine's like, running like crap, and people are like, what's wrong with my car? You can't have an engine that will run smooth and pass emissions and do everything it was designed to do if the mass air sensor is not working. It's the same thing with a relationship. You mess up on one simple thing, you know what I'm saying, and then everything goes awry. And women are the same way. Women have certain things they need. They need reassurance. They need you to emotionally make them, feel a range of emotions. And if you don't, then she's gonna start to kind of like drift away from you, or she's gonna, she's gonna be off. And then you're going, I don't understand. Well, but that's why you gotta be on top of stuff like that pimp. If that pimp ain't on top of his women, in a proverbial sense, I mean, maybe a literal sense too, but proverbially, if he ain't watching, she's not bringing me money, she's doing it, she's been getting mouthy lately, he starts to see that something's off for her. The same way she might be saying something's off with him. So then there goes that dance and that dialogue of trying to figure out what the issue is. He might not be noticing that. And that's also how he loses a girl. But the same thing we do in relationships. So you gotta stay that guy. Don't get comfortable, or anything like that. But don't stress like, well, all I gotta do all the time, it's so hard, this and this and that. And girl, look, It's like if you want a business, it's the same way. You can't be like you start a business and you make $1 and then you just walk away and it takes care of itself. You got to do the books. You have to make sure that the customers are happy. You got to do inventory, all these things. Of course, to different capacities depending upon who's doing it. But you can't just not do anything and expect your business to continue to be lucrative and to grow. You have to put work into it. And a relationship and dealings with women are the exact same way. That's just how it is. I mean, a lot of guys making excuses of why they don't want to do the work, then don't be in a relationship. Just like if you want to make an excuse about why you don't want to have to do the books and stuff with your business, don't open a business. It's the same thing. So that being said, yeah, there's certain things that you cannot overlook. Some women are going to require more or less than other women, but they're all going to require some of these things. And we'll get into those in different videos. But you got to put the work in order to get, what is it, to the victor go the spoils. You put the work in, then you get the reward. Like the little red hen that made the bread. She grew the wheat, got it all, everything all done, made the bread. Then she had some bread, and everybody wanted to get down with it. But she was like, nah, I did the work. What I'm saying? You ain't just coming through grabbing bread and you ain't even put work in. Nah, she put the work in. Relationships the same way. Put your work in, you'll get your result. So, you know, those are two of the main things basically. Not being the guy that she fell for, and then you get in a relationship and you get comfortable. Another thing too is a woman will. This is kind of like along the same lines. A woman will, if she sees you not being that guy, then she will kind of start to. And this what I was like, all this, SHIT test and all that stuff. It's not really that. What it really is a woman noticing inconsistencies, even when she first meets you, because she's got an idea, but if she sees that that idea is not basically being, kind of, if it doesn't match up in her mind, then she starts to get weird. It can engage her insecurities, a multitude of other things, but she's just being a woman. But nonetheless, if you exhibit behavior she's not used to, or you stop doing something, then she's gonna start. And it's weird. You start falling off and getting lax, and then she starts to ramp up, just like basically tripping on you and someone. You're like, man, why my girl been so mouthy lately, or why my girl, why is it be, what's her problem lately? You're wondering what's wrong with her, but she's reacting to the fact that you're not on top of your game, you know. And again, in any capacity, as a husband, as a boyfriend, as a dude that the chick just kind of dealt with. There's a multitude of things, but you got to stay on top of your game, man. You really do. And then when you do, then everything is cool. Like for example, and then I'll end the video because I'm talking way longer than I thought. Now I'll probably chop this up a bit, but listen, a chick I was with her for over 4 years, and I said in another video, she still loves me. She called me a couple nights ago. Oh, I love you so much. I'm okay, And then I saw her the other night when I was out, and she's just wanting to hold my hand, and she's just all on me. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool because I love her and stuff. But I'm like, hey, I mean, you're not my girl anymore, but oh, I love you so much, and she talk about marrying me and all this. But nonetheless, the thing about it is one of the things that made it so hard for her, and I've told her this. I'm like, you met a guy and you like the guy you met, but you know what I did? I strive to be even better than the guy she met, and I'm better than I was when she met me. 4 years ago, I was not at the level that I'm at now, and I'm consistently and constantly trying to get better. That is one of the you avoid so much. Like I said earlier in the video, all you got to do is just consistently stay that guy, which is good. But when you become better, you can't get rid of women. You really can't. I mean, the other night when I saw her, man, just as an example, every woman that was around me that would come and speak to me or come to, engage with me felt weird because one, she wouldn't leave my side, you know, and she was ice screwing ladies and all kind, and she ain't even my girl, but she told me, oh, you're so gorgeous, oh, I love you so much. But this is what happens when you be on top of your game. All you gotta do is, and it's not like every day you got like a checklist of things you gotta do. Just do the minimum things. Okay, my girl needs this, and my situation needs that. And that's why you get to learn your girl. You get an idea of how your girl ticks, and then it gets easier and easier. It's kind of like running a business. You start out the first 5 years, oh, it's so much work, but then 8, 10 years in, man, you be coasting, making money. Like, man, this is easy. And you think back, man, I remember one of the days when I first started, it was so hard, but now, Man, I could move. I'll be moonwalking through work, man. Moonwalking, getting money, sleeping, waking up, man, and made another 10,000. You just getting paid. So that's all you gotta do, man. Just work to be better. If you work to be better, everything else is it's really gonna take care of itself. It's actually easier than the business in that regard because all you gotta do is just continue to be you and keep making yourself doper. And a woman's like, man, I ain't going anywhere. I love this guy. I mean, straight up, man. So anyway, I know this is kind of convoluted, and like I said before and said in other videos, working on making videos better, man, because I don't know how to do this, but I'm also working on getting better, and I'm probably gonna start writing out things, and I'll try different things. Like some videos, I'll just be like one, blah, 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 two, three, because I know there's people who are like, man, quit talking so much. So I'll work on that too. So, but anyway, that's it, man. Like I said, just to recap for my lack of organization. The first is be the guy that she met and stay that guy. That's the bare minimum. Stay that guy. The second is don't get comfortable. And the third is be cautious and careful not to exhibit behaviors that she's not used to. And if you do, make it a better behavior. I will say that just as an addendum to the thing about changing your behavior. If you do something that's better than you did before, then she's going to be like, wow. But if you're doing something like, slacking off, she's going to notice that too. So, all right, man, y'all have a good one. And, more videos coming. And I hope you can take what you can from this, man. And like I always say, be the man because you are the man. All right.